Hello everyone, my name is Chongka Sin and today I would like to talk about the topic on dose makes the poison. All things are poison and nothing is without poison. The dosage alone makes it so a thing is not a poison. Expressed by Paracelsus that indicates the basic principle of toxicology that simply means that a substance can produce the harmful effect associated with its toxic property only if it reaches a susceptible biological system within the body in a high enough concentration. When we hear the word toxic, it often brings negative thoughts in our mind to assume the substance to be poisonous to our body. Well, toxicity is actually an indicator of how poisonous a substance is to a biological entity. Any chemical can be toxic if absorbed or consumed in large enough amounts. Chemistry is all around us and we are all comprised of chemicals. Some chemicals are man-made, others occur naturally, which is in our body, manufactured in plants, in our food, and in the air we breathe. In fact, there are more naturally occurring chemicals than the man-made ones, and chemical reaction and interaction in our bodies occur all the time. Toxicity is the degree to which a substance can damage an organism, a tissue, or a cell. It may be affected by a number of factors such as dosage, dose-time relationship, exposure rules, chemical activity within the organism, the presence of other substances like alcohol and etc. The term dose makes a poison indicates that the dosage, which is the amount or concentration of substance taken, whether it's food, drinks, or drugs, has a vital role in toxicity of the substance. We often see the word dosage mainly labeled on drugs but no on the labeling of common foods such as bread, chocolate, or coffee. But do you know that even the basic food we have and the necessities we need in our life can also be poisonous and fatal? So let me show you 5 types of food that can be poisonous depending on its dosage. First, let me talk about one of our favorite food, which is chocolate. Chocolate is widely consumed and processed in many forms such as cakes, biscuits, and bread due to its flavor and taste. But little do we know that chocolate can be lethal too. Chocolate itself contains a small amount of theobromine that found mainly in cocoa beans. Theobromine is useful in widening blood vessels, stimulating the heart, acting as a diuretic, asthma, and other respiratory tract problems such as coughing. It is anti-inflammatory potential with modulation of airway activity. Other than that, theobromine has the effect on increasing HDL cholesterol and decreasing LDL cholesterol according to the clinical trials. However, way too much of chocolate is never good. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea manifest first, followed by irregular heartbeat, seizures, internal bleeding, heart attack, and death. The dose at which 50% of people will expire from theobromine intakes is around 1000 mg per kilo of body weight. That means an average 10-year-old child stuffing sweets into his or her mouth this evening would need to consume 1900 Hershey's milk chocolate candies. If they have a taste for dark chocolate, which contain more cacao, and thus theobromine, they still have to take 659 of the chocolate candies. Even though this amount is hardly to be achieved, but it is important that consumers know the lethal dosage too. An apple a day keeps the doctor awake. Yes, consuming apple is good for health, but consuming excess amount of apple with apple seeds is not fine. Apple seeds contain a substance called cyanide that is deadly at a dose of about 1 mg per kilogram of body weight. On average, an apple seed contains 0.49 mg of cyanogenic compound. The number of seeds per apple varies, but an apple with 8 seeds, therefore, contains about 3.92 mg of cyanide. A person weighing 70 kg would need to eat 143 seeds to reach the lethal dose, which is about 18 whole apples. However, there is a seed coating that protects us from the toxin as they pass through the digestive system untouched, unless if the seeds are chewed thoroughly, which can expose the chemical inside the seeds. So don't worry, eating an apple a day does not kill you. Talking about cyanide, there is a famous poisonous fish called pufferfish, the second most poisonous vertebrate in the world, that has a toxin that is 1,200 more little than cyanide. A single fish has enough toxins to kill up to 30 humans, and no antidote exists to combat its lethal effects. It contains tetrodotoxin, a neurotoxin that inhibits neurotransmission and can cause weakness, paralysis of the diaphragm, and death at a concentration as low as 2 mg. The toxin resides in the ovaries, livers, intestines, and the skin of the fish, while the concentration of toxin is relatively low in the muscle tissues. Therefore, it is considered safe to eat. Only licensed and highly skilled chefs are allowed to prepare and serve pufferfish to the consumer in Japan. Lychee, on the other hand, has the seeds that contain hypoglycin A. Indigestion of unripe lychee fruits may cause severe hypoglycemic, metabolic derangement, fever, and brain dysfunction. According to the study done by Lancet Global Health in 2017, there's an association between lychee consumption and the onset of hypoglycemic encephalopathy. Out of 390 undernourished children meeting the case definition who admitted to hospital in Muzaffarpur in India, and 31% of them died. Moreover, potato, as the fourth most consumed food crop worldwide, are also poisonous to our body at certain dosage. Glycoalkaloids are the toxic compound found in leaf, stems, sprouts, and tubers of the potatoes. Exposure to light, physical damage, and age significantly increase the glycoalkaloid content and cause greenish tinge to appear on potato. Ingesting potatoes with high glycoalkaloid level can lead to cramping, vomiting, diarrhea, headaches, confusion, and even death in cases of acute toxicity. The lethal dosage is estimated at 3 to 6 mg per kg of body weight. Thus, with the increased consumption of commercial products such as French fries and potato chips, there's a growing food safety concern over potatoes used for processing. So in my point of view, food exists to be consumed at a safety range, and it is the responsibility of the consumer to know the correct amount of each type of food. Of course, chewing 1 or 2 apple seeds will not kill anyone, but the story is distinctive when a person challenges to chew on the apple seeds from 18 apples. The same challenge goes to the food additive in the food industry, whereby the consumer are concerned on the damage of food additive to the human health. However, if the food additives are added according to each of their standards, they may cause no harm. Vitamins and mineral supplements, even though can compensate the nutrient loss during processing or the malnutrition that occurs to certain populations, the excess intake of vitamins and minerals can cause more harm and can be more poisonous than the safe dosage of food additives in food products. In the US, overdose exposure to all formulations of vitamin was reported by 62,562 individuals in 2004, with nearly 18% of this exposure in children under the age of 6, leading to 53 major life-threatening outcomes and 3 deaths. This is why obtaining nutrients according to recommended nutrient intake (RNI) suggested by experts are extremely important, whereby the tolerable upper intake level of each nutrient is as well included to prevent the risk of adverse health effects. Lastly, I would like to once again highlight that dose makes the poison. Consuming healthy food in excessive amount is worse than taking poisonous food with a safe dosage. Consumers should eat the food and obtain nutrients according to the concentration suggested by health organizations, and should always keep in mind that too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and eating food in an adequate amount is the key to maintain our body health. With that, I would like to mark an end to my presentation. Thank you.